Please support the Feral Druid army. Like, share, comment, and subscribe. Meow. Yo, what's going on, guys? It's Olfis the Feral Druid, and today I'm bringing you a 3v3 guide. I call this spec and playstyle Bleeding Roots, and hey man, it is bloody. I think you guys will really enjoy it. I put a lot of time and effort into this video. I go over comps, I go over playstyle, and I do go over talents briefly. I go over the spec that I've chosen, and you guys can check it all out. So let me know what you guys think in the comments. If you like this video, let me know, and remember to join the Feral Druid army. Alright, let's do this. Since this is a guide for Arena, I'm going to assume everyone has read the talent tree a few times, so I'm going to just go right into the spec and a bit of the playstyle. So this is my Bleeding Roots spec, and I love this playstyle. It's quick with amazing pressure on all enemies, CC on everybody, with eyes on the healer for interrupts and stuns. Lunar Inspiration adds to your passive dot damage, and you can use it while you switch targets. Then when you get to the target, you can rip them, break them, and root them up. Soul of the Forest kicks in, and guess what? You have more energy. Plus, you know, when the enemies are down and close to getting killed and they're all in range, you can Brutal Slash and cleave them all up. I use Jagged Wounds to increase my bleed damage, and the way my energy regenerates, I'll be keeping bleeds up even with that 33% less time. This is a really good spec. You're going to have tons of energy, you're going to have bleeds on all of your enemies, you're going to be able to CC whoever the hell you want to. This is why it's called Bleeding Roots. You got the blood, you got the roots, everybody's CC'd, there's tons of pressure, Bleeding Roots. I have top damage in most matches with this spec. The Guardian Affinity helps me survive, Soul of the Forest helps keep a constant divided pressure going, Lunar Inspiration gives you a ranged ability and dot. You will rarely, if not never, be energy starved. With the artifact trait, targets with Rip give you 15% armor pen for melee abilities, giving you a great Brutal Slash and Ashmane's Frenzy Burst for the kill. Not to mention, with AoE, it's awesome. The reason I call this spec Bleeding Roots is because your main focus is your bleeds and alleviating pressure with roots, rooting up enemies typically after each and every rip. This works especially well when going against melee comps. Our team has the most control and spread damage typically. When I said eyes on the healer, I am saying set focus and watch for interrupt opportunities. But that's only half of it. If you see an opportunity for your team to make a move, lock them down and go for the kill. If you find an enemy going down, this is a good moment to really watch your enemy healer for big heals. You really need to be on that interrupt. If it gets close enough, I'll even maim or mighty bash the healer. Since Bleeding Roots focuses on bleeds and CC, you need to be planning stuns out ahead of time. Try to watch your teammates and enemies and coordinate kills using the amount of CC that your team and you have to your advantage. You're a CC bleeding machine that healers hate and melee just want to kill. I rock Guardian Affinity most of the time because I find myself getting focused down quite a bit. This can really help you get out of bad situations, especially in the middle of a cleave or against those damn rogues. If I believe my entire team will be taking damage and I won't necessarily be the kill target, I go with Resto Affinity to help keep my team up. Let's go over honor talents now. There are a few different things that I do with my honor talents that may help you in different situations, so you might want to check this out. For the first tier, I go with Guardian's Medallion. There's just no other replacement. I thought about adaptation for Warlocks or Priests or Druids with the Cyclone, but you know, you are a focus target most of the time, like I said with the Guardian Affinity, so Guardian's Medallion really does help in your favor here. I use sparring against melee teams every time, otherwise you'll see me rolling with hardiness. If I go Resto Affinity, I match it with Protector of the Grove. If I am rocking that Guardian Affinity, I match it with Shapemender. But if I'm using Leader of the Pack, it's usually against cleave teams or other teams that are mainly focusing on spread damage like we are, the Feral Druids. So if I use Leader of the Pack, I use Blood Scent as well for extra damage since I am replacing that Moonfire with Shred. I keep everything else the same. This mix gives you a great passive heal to your team over time and has a great bit of damage and burst. Just have your Berserk ready and be ready to see those numbers. I use Pouncing Strikes with this build 100% of the time. And of course, I go with King of the Jungle since I am the king of damage here, and notice how it stacks 3 times. It is meant for this build. For the final tier, I use Savage Momentum. Since you'll have your eyes on the healer and use Skull Bash often, this works out great. Rip and Tear and Fresh Wound are kind of pointless because if I'm doing my job right, none of these bleeds should be falling off. And there is really no point to instant rake and rip people. Certainly won't find yourself wishing you had this. Now I'm going to go a bit over comps that work well with the Feral Druid. I've found looking around that Feral, Affliction Lock, and Resto Shaman, FLS, work very well together, or you can get yourself some of that Ebola. You can use an Unholy Death Knight, Feral, and then a healer. I've been rocking the Ebola shit, and I've been using a Mistweaver, and it's actually working out pretty well. These make for the best comps for Feral right now, and sometimes I will even run with the Demon Hunter. The reason why locks and DKs make for great teammates is because they will help contribute to your spread damage. You thought your bleeds were hot before? Go find a lock or DK and run a few arenas. You'll see why these bleeding roots are hot. I will be posting Ebola matches in the future, so wear your face mask and subscribe. I will be posting more arena guides as well for different specs that I sometimes play. Remember to check out my giveaway video and turn on notifications to view new videos as they come out. You're going to want to see these guides, and if you're entered in the giveaway, the notifications really do help if you're on your mobile phone. So I hope you all enjoyed my guide. Peace, dude.